What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Sunday morning / early afternoon so far. This is MYG Jeffrey T85 here, and I'm going to talk about some of the recent news that's happened off the field that could be concerning the New York Mets heading into next offseason. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to think about next offseason right now because we're just still rounding out the ending part of this offseason as we are right now in the beginning of spring training, and the New York Mets are right now in the middle of their first and second spring training games. So, right now, the big news that's happened off the field, the Mets actually just played their couple of interleague games yesterday, but the big news that's happening off the field concerning a player that the New York Mets were potentially interested in signing after the season. SanDiegoPadres have officially locked up third baseman / designated hitter Manny Machado to an 11-year, $350 million contract extension, according to Jeff Passan of MLB.com. Machado was having some contract issues with the Padres before, when he came out and said that he was looking to opt out of his deal after this past season when he signed that original contract before, which was, I believe, around a 12-year, $320 million deal. Now Machado is officially going to be off the board. The New York Mets were looking at a couple of players this offseason, or next offseason, to potentially target. Now with Machado signing this 11-year, $350 million deal to stick with San Diego for the next 11 seasons, I'm assuming there's going to be an opt-out clause somewhere in there, but he's pretty much going to be looking to play out the rest of his career in San Diego. What does this leave with the Mets now? That's the big question. What does this leave with the Mets? Well, to be honest, I think the answer might be already on the team, and that's Brett Baty, who had a home run yesterday during a spring training game against the Houston Astros. He had a 2-run homer. So, to me, that's already the internal answer when it comes to what you do at the third base position now that Manny Machado is officially off the board. The Mets don't have to spend money like absolute wild maniacs. But when you already have players on your roster that are potentially going to show you something going forward and potentially be guys you can count on going forward, why do you need to go nuts spending money for a guy when you might have the answer already on your roster internally? Why do you have to go out there and spend the type of money that you'd have to spend when you already have the answer potentially on your roster? And honestly, I believe Brett Baty is the answer for the New York Mets at third base. The kid has already shown a nice little power stroke. He's got a good swing. He's becoming an everyday third baseman. I think he will be the everyday third baseman. Even though there's rumors that he might be going down to the minor leagues to start the season. They're going to start out with Luis Guillorme and Eduardo Escobar at third base. Baty has all the tools. So while I would have loved to have Manny Machado manning the hot corner for the New York Mets going into the 2024 season, it's not really that bad And if the team struggles a little bit offensively this year, you got that other target that they're still going to look to potentially sign, and that's Shohei Ohtani. And you're not even thinking about other players that could shake loose during the season if, God forbid, their teams aren't off to good starts. They're going to be impending free agents soon. They're looking to long-term deals, but their teams are not willing to sign them to long-term deals. So, it's not really the end of the world that Manny Machado was signed to a long-term deal, which a lot of New York Mets fans are probably not that upset about. I know there's some Mets fans that probably think that Brett Baty isn't the answer, and they would have rather gone out there and see Steve Cohen be able to pay up the money to bring in a guy like Manny Machado. But at the same time, I mean, I had a feeling Machado was going to stick with the Padres either way. I think it was just a lot of bargaining positions going on between the Manny Machado and the Padres. I think they were going to eventually work out some type of long-term deal because I think he wanted to stay in San Diego for the rest of his career. But either way now, the New York Mets, that's one player checked off the list for next offseason. There's going to be no Manny Machado to the New York Mets. But I still believe that the answer on who is going to be your long-term third baseman, I believe he's already on the roster. And you need to start being able to develop some of these kids in your minor league system, which is actually starting to get a little bit better now from where it was. Case in point, yesterday, Jose Bucco, one of their minor league starting pitchers. He had himself a nice little outing yesterday, only giving up 1 run in about 4 innings. And obviously you got a lot of these positional player guys, like a Vientos, like a Baty, Alvarez, Alex Ramirez, Ronnie Mauricio, to name a few. Jet Williams, Kevin Parada. You got kids in the minor league system that are ready to come up and show the New York Mets that they're going to be long-term pieces for this team going forward. So, while the Manny Machado dream is officially over, it doesn't mean that the New York Mets still can't be able to do something going forward. So, just case in point, just because Manny Machado won't be available anymore, the New York Mets should just continue to go with the plan that they've been going with. Get the kids up, let them show what they can do, keep building up that minor league system. If you eventually want to see a lot of these young players come up from the minor leagues and become key pieces for the New York Mets going into the future, that to me is the right decision to do. So would I have loved to have Manny Machado personally on my team? Yes. But am I absolutely just devastated and disappointed he won't be a New York Met? No. Because I want to see what these young players can do on this team going into this season and going on beyond. But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think. Manny Machado was officially signed a long-term deal with the San Diego Padres for 11 years and $350 million. How it's going to impact the Mets going into next offseason. And if you feel confident enough in the young players coming up to the minor leagues, hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for more news, updates, and chatter surrounding the New York Mets. Turn on that bell for notifications. The next video is short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about the Manny Machado deal for the San Diego Padres, how it impacts the Mets, and if you're confident enough in players like Brett Baty that they can be able to step up this year and become the potential long-term solutions for this New York Mets team going forward, especially Baty at third base. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Mets. All you got to do is you got to believe in those boys from Queens.